Very good morning everyone. Welcome to chemistry class. Today we are going to see unit number 6, changes around us. In today's class we are going to discuss about introduction about the topic, about a unit, mind map, and the content what's present. The first content is reversible change, irreversible change, physical change, and finally chemical change. These are things we are going to discuss today. Okay. Now we are going to the first topic called introduction. Right. Hence, I recall the name of the unit, changes around us. Right. We come across, we came across, we can say it as passive manner because passive tense, because we came across different changes taking place around us, right? In the early day, yesterday you may take some different food. Today we are taking some different food. Yesterday you wake up on different time. Today you wake up on different time. Say yesterday we woke up on different time. Today you wake up on different time, right? The changes may happen. It will continuously rotationally it may change itself, right? Now, what are, for example, I'm going to show you some example. Days turns into nights. This is a common thing that's happened in our life, right? Days turns into light. This is a, what you call, this is a real fact. Day-to-day life, it should be happen, and this is a universal truth. Days turns into night, and flowers turn into fruits. After the growth of the tree, after the tree aged, it gives some flowers, then later the flower become a fruit. This is also one of the universal change, and some changes occur on their own while some are made to happen. So earlier two examples are it will happen on their own. Some will be happen by us or by some animals. Artificial changes also may happen, right? And some changes take less time while some take long period of time. Earlier two exams I told you, right? Some changes may take less time. 24 hours are needed. 12 hours is day and 12 hours is night, right? This is a thing which is happening every day. Every day from in the 24 hours we have 12 hours day and 12 hour night. Sometime it may it may have some changes. Even we have some changes because of a change occur in the universe, right? But this is a fact which will happen in every day. 12 hours is a daytime and 12 hours is night time. Think about the second example. Flowers turns into fruits, right? It will take some period. Even a flowering period is also takes different plants having different flowering period, and even some flowers may give some fruits, some flowers doesn't give fruits, right? And the period of ripening of fruit is different. So that's the thing is explained here. Some changes take less time while some changes takes long period of time. And look at the picture shown below. Can you identify any similarities in the events shown each? If so, what they are, right? What are the identification you may be able to see? See here, the first thing, mango changed into a ripe, right? A ripe mango. It means that mangai vandu maambalam palam ayiruchu, right? It's a ripe mango. Mango changed into ripe mango, right? And the clay is become statue. Then what happened to the ice cubes? Ice cubes become water, right? So the first thing is we cannot reverse the process. But the second one, we can reverse the process because statue, if you crush the statue, it's a clay, right? If you crush the statue, you may get the clay what you have earlier. Then ice cubes, once if you are, and we already learned these things in 5th standard, if you melt the ice become water. If you freeze the ice, if you freeze the water, it becomes ice cubes, right? These two, the B and C are called as, earlier we see it's a reversible change. Earlier the first one, A, is a irreversible. Ripe mango should not become a unripe mango. If it happens, it happens, right? So this is the thing we are going to discuss in this unit. Very easiest units and very easiest unit in 6th standard science as on my concern. I hope you also have such a idea after completing the unit. Very simple unit, very easy topics, and you can able to answer very easily as an what do you say, even if you understand the concept, you don't need to read a thing. As on my concern, I hope you also feel that after completing the unit, right? Now we are going to the content. What are the changes happened in our life? I mean, characteristics, right? What are the characteristics the changes will give? Change in size, right? Change will happen in size once. What do you say? In the early picture, we see that in second B1, the clay becomes a statue. The size will be changed, right? Then shapes, the same example we will take. And state, water, ice is converted. Ice is a solid state, converted into liquid state is a water, right? Third one, change happen in state, right? Then properties, right? Unripe fruit converted into ripe fruit. And position, right? If our object, if you are the bus which is moving in a road, position, the movement of a bus, we say movement of a bus, a movement of a car. Position, it's position in sense what is the position of an object, whether it's in rest condition or in motion or in moving condition. Position, that is the thing is explained here. And color, right? See, once again I recall the picture. The picture A, unripe fruit is green in color, whereas ripe fruit is yellow in color, right? And these are the characteristics, the changes will occur, and the entire mind map for the first for this unit, changes, reversible, irreversible, physical and chemical. These are the changes we are going to read in this class. And reversible change, what are the reversible changes will happen? Expansion, solid, liquid and gases, right? Expansion will happen, solid convert to liquid, liquid convert into gas, gas convert into, once again if the process is reversed, the same thing will be possibly can get the original state. The states of matter and the changes occurs in states of matter is a irreversible change. Changes occur in the states of matter is a reversible change. We can able to convert solid into liquid, we can able to convert liquid into gas, and once again we can retain the original state by doing the process. And so we read these things in early 5th standard, that is conversion of solid to liquid is boiling state, while if you are boiling ice, it converts into solid to liquid. Then liquid into gas, evaporation state. Once again if you are boiling the liquid, it converts into gases, right? Then gas to liquid, sublimation state, condensation, right? Then liquid to solid, freezing. So these things we read in early class. So once again repeat you, these are all reversible changes. The things, the changes occur in states of matter is a reversible change. These things happen in water, so it's reversible. I don't say for all liquids having the same condition, because the condition having different properties, chemical properties. If the chemical properties is different, it should not happen. So that also we are going to see in this unit. And expansion, metal expands on heating, right? Once the metal is heated, it will expand. Good example, hence if you railway tracks, okay, railway tracks, if you are able to see, if possible, if you went, if your home is nearer to railway track, go and see the railway tracks, right? How the tracks are positioned, right? Each track having some gap. Even though the bridges which is present in our flyover bridges, right? You may able to see some gaps. Each gaps having some metals, right? Reason, metal will expand if it heated, right? During summer season it will expand and the gap will be filled, right? And during winter season, there is the gap should be a large thing, right? It may be 1 or 2 centimeter, right? Because of the expansion, if we give some gap, the strength of the bridge will be improved. So only they left some gap and they fix some metal. During summer season, it will expand and it gives a smooth driving. I mean smooth. It doesn't make a bridge to break down and it gives smooth travel, right? So this thing is happening. You may able to see these the same type of arrangement in railway tracks. We have some gap between two tracks because during summer season it will expand and the track will be filled. During winter season the gap is not much. It have I think 1 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 1 centimeter gap will be present. It doesn't make such a big difference. But if the gap is not available, if the gap is not properly present, it will damage the track because we are driving with large load, right? Train, in the train, train is the thing which is having 1,000 or 2,000 tons of load. It can capable to travel. It can capable to handle 2,000 to 10, even 10,000 tons of loads may able to travel in the particular track. If the track is fully made up of iron material without having any gap, it definitely cause some damages. So only the gap is present. So that gap is a is a reversible change. The metal expands on heating, and then after during winter season it will comes to the original state. So it's a reversible change. Then irreversible burning of paper. Once the paper is burned, we can't able to retain the paper as on original state, right? That's the thing is present. Then physical change, melting of ice. Physical and reversible change both are nearly same. Irreversible and chemical change are similarly irreversible and chemical change are nearly same, right? Chemical change, burning of crackers. Once the crackers are burned, we can able to retain the cracker as what we have in earlier, right? These are the things we are going to discuss on this unit. Reversible change. The changes in which we can get back the original substance by changing the condition, right? This is called reversible change. The changes in which we can get back the original substance. We can able to get back the original substance by changing the condition, right? By changing the condition. The change is temporary. Here the reversible change is temporary, right? Ice is converted into water. After freezing, we can able to convert the water into ice. So this is that particular change is a temporary change. Properties of substance do not change, right? The properties in sense it does not cause a change in the properties such as color. Some properties, right? I won't say this, because I already give one example, that is water is converted into gas and gas is converted into water, or else solid ice converted into liquid and liquid converted into ice. So these are a reversible change, but properties in sense like the substance, anyway, the property mean that all these things are happening H2O, that is water, right? It doesn't happen in different material. The conversion will be happen inside that particular cycle of water. So that is the property. So in the conversion, in the conversion of boiling, in the conversion of evaporation, and in the conversion of condensation, and also in the freezing, all things the cycle is happening only in water, H2O, right? So that's the thing. Properties does not change. This is the explanation for reversible change. The changes in which we can get back the original substance. We can able to get back the original substance by changing the condition, and the change is temporary, and the properties of substance do not change, right? And this is the thing what I told you earlier. Chocolate is converted into a liquid chocolate after cooling. If we cool down the chocolate, we can able to get the original state of solid state. If you kept in freezer, you can able to get the original state, solid state. Okay, I am not telling about the shape, I am telling about the state, right? And this is one of the example for reversible change. And another example, butter. While melting, what happened? It becomes a liquid state of butter, right? But it is reversible if you if you freeze it, right? Water, ice cube turns into water, that I already explained you. So this is also one of the example for reversible change. And now we are going to irreversible change, the change in which we cannot get back the original substance. The substance, I mean, we cannot get back the original substance. So the first one, what we see in the first picture, ripe fruit, we cannot get back ripe fruit as an unripe fruit, right? And burning of paper, we can't able to get the paper as it what we have earlier before the burning process. So these change form a new substance. So it may cause, because after the fruit become ripe, it become a mango, fruit mango. I mean மாங்காய் வந்து மாம்பழம் ஆச்சு. So we can get a new substance, right? And it's a permanent change. If the changes happen, we can able to retain the original state. மாம்பழம் வந்து மாங்காய் மாறதுக்கான பாசிபிலிட்டியே கிடையாது, right? Unripe fruit if the unripe fruit become a ripe fruit, we can't able to retain the ripe fruit as an unripe. அதாவது மாங்காய் வந்து மாம்பழம் ஆனால் மறுபடியும் மாம்பழம் வந்து மாங்காய் மாறதுக்கான பாசிபிலிட்டியே கிடையாது. ஸோ தட்ஸ் த திங் இஸ் ஹேப்பன் இன் irreversible. That's a good example for irreversible, and the change is permanent. That's the thing is explained here. The property of substance also change, right? And the properties also change because the color change, and what do you call and the taste will change. So the properties entirely change. This is irreversible change. Example, burning of wood. Once you burn, it become a coal, right? And sharpening a pencil, you can't able to stick out the materials what we sharpened out later, the things which we want to put it in the dustbin. We won't use the sharp material. We need the graphite to write, right? The inside black color material is called as graphite, used to write the things what we want to write in paper, right? So it's irreversible. And burning of candle, right? Here the candle, we can able to retain the candle, but the inside, what do you call, a thread, right? That lid, the thread which we burned out, we can't able to retain the thread. So melting wax is reversible, burning thread is irreversible. We can't able to retain the thread. Once it burns, it becomes a gas, right? And now we are going to see physical change, the changes in which no new substance are formed, right? Here the physical change means that no new substance are formed. Change only occur in shape, size and color, right? Reversible and physical having one difference. One is the thing is, it doesn't cause a new substance. It will be able to change the shape, size and color, right? And the chemical change, the changes will form new substance. Both physical and chemical properties will change, right? The change will form new substance. Both physical and chemical properties will change. Now we are going to show the example, right? And now I am going to explain the difference between physical and chemical change. Then I will show you the example. In physical change, no new substance or product is formed. In chemical change, always new substance or products are formed. Physical change brings a change in physical properties of matter only in shape and size, melting of ice or candle. Chemical change causes the chemical properties of matter, burning of wax. Okay, so that is it means that burning of wax in sense that the thread in the wax, right? The thread in the candle. It is a reversible change that can be reversed easily. Ice into water vapors and water vapor into ice cube later. Then it is an irreversible change that cannot be reversed. For example, cooking, baking, burning. Once we cooked a fruit, once we cook a vegetable, we can't able to retain the vegetable in a original state. We can't able to retain, right? We able to eat, right? That's all. Baking of bread. We can't able to get the wheat after it become a bread. We can able to eat the bread, but we can't able to retain the original state of bread. Wheat or what do you call? This material is called flour. Atta also is used to make bread. So those are irreversible. Changes have no effect on the chemical bonds of atoms or molecules or substance, because physical change doesn't cause a change in the atoms or molecules. I know you are not having awareness about the atom, molecules and elements. This is the smallest particle in the universe. Atom is the smallest particle in the universe, which contains electron, protons and neutron. The combination of atom are called element, and the combination of element are called molecules, right? This is the thing. This is a short explanation for you. இப்படி தான் ஒரு ப்ராடக்டில் ஒரு ஈவன் லிவிங் பீங் நாம் எல்லாருமே ஒரு ஆட்டம், ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஆட்டம்லேருந்து ஃபார்ம் ஆனவங்க தான். ஒரு சின்ன உயிரினத்துலேருந்து ஒரு ஸ்மால் ஈவன் ஒரு லிவிங் பீயிங்ஸ் மட்டும் கிடையாது, எல்லா மெட்டீரியல்ஸுமே ஒரு சின்ன ஆட்டம் அதுலேருந்து உருவானது தான். ஓகே, ஸோ அதனால சொல்லியிருக்காங்க வாட் தி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் தி சேஞ்சஸ் ஹேவ் நோ எஃபர்ட் ஆன் த கெமிக்கல் பாண்ட். ஸோ இந்த சேஞ்சஸ் வந்து கெமிக்கல் பாண்ட்ஸ், இந்த ஆட்டம்ஸ்குள்ளே இருக்கக்கூடிய பாண்டிங்ஸில் எந்த சேஞ்சஸும் இருக்காது. பட் இன் கெமிக்கல் சேஞ்ச் the changes will happen in the effects on chemical bonds of molecules, right? A physical change cannot produce energy during the process. Physical change cannot produce energy. Just change its state. தண்ணியாக சால்ட்டாக இருந்தால் லிக்விடாக மாறும், லிக்விடாக இருந்தால் கேஸாக மாறும். சேஞ்ச் ஸ்டேட்டை மட்டும் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிக்கும். கெமிக்கல் சேஞ்சில் எனர்ஜி எல்லாம் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கான பாசிபிலிட்டி இருக்குது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் candle, burning of a candle, it gives light energy and also it gives heat energy, right? It is a temporary change that we know, it's a permanent change that also we discuss. The substantial identity retained in this process. So substantial identity in sense, once the solid is converted to liquid, we can retain the liquid into solid while doing the process of freezing, by using the process of freezing. So we can able to retain the original state. That is a substantial identity. Because of the erosive process, the substantial property, that is the original property, we can't able to get, right? In a physical change, the composition of matter does not change. Physical change, the composition does not change. The composition since we didn't add anything, right? The composition does not change. When water is converted into gas, water vapor, later water vapor is converted into water, and then water is converted into ice. So we didn't do the composition, we didn't make a change in the composition. Whereas in chemical change, composition of matter completely changed because the paper is converted into ash. So the composition is different. Paper is made up of pulp of a tree. Ash is a different thing, which is once it burns out, it becomes a carbon dioxide, and it becomes a gas, that is carbon dioxide. Sometimes the ash is not used for our day-to-day life, and it becomes that is called a black color powder. The composition is different. So this thing is about physical and chemical change, and this is some of the example here: melting ice, chopping of wood, and shredding of pepper, mixing grey and green marbles. We can able to separate it. Where here burning of wood, we can able to retain. Roasting banana, or else ripe fruits that I already told you, right? And mixing vinegar and baking soda, it gives some cracking sound. Okay, so don't do it in your home. And crackers, these are some examples for chemical change, and very easily they explained you here. See here, chemical before burning, wood log, it becomes nothing but we just take wood log. During the process of burning, log get burned. Okay, then after big pile of ash, it becomes ash. This is the chemical change. We can't able to retain the wood as it is, and we won't say it's a wood, it's a ash. Totally the properties change. Property in sense, chemical properties change. Both physical and chemical properties change. Here see, in physical change, initially it's a lemon, then we sliced it. After it becomes slice of lemon, it changes physical properties. The shape will change. What about to the chemical property? Chemical property in sense, the lemon be not converted into orange or some other fruit. It's a lemon, a sliced lemon. We finally concluded it's a sliced lemon, right? So this is the difference between physical and chemical. The things happen only in the physical property, that we call as physical change. The things happen in both physical and chemical property, that is called as chemical change. Once it converted, we can't able to retain this chemical. Once it converted, we can able to use it as it is, but we can, sometimes we can retain it, right? That the thing is called physical properties, right? Reversible process also happen in physical. Sometimes it isn't, because after sliced, it becomes sliced lemon. We can't able to rearrange the sliced into a single lemon. That's a difficult process, because the changes happen in physical, but chemically it doesn't cause any change. We use the lemon having the same citrus attitude. Citrus, it's a citrus fruit which having the same chemical property, because it doesn't convert into apple or some other fruit. So So this is an example for physical and chemical change, and so today's class is over. I am going to give some activities with the with this video. Do this activity and send me the picture enough. No need to send video, just send me the picture, it's enough for me. And try to understand the concept. I hope it's very easy for you, right? You are going to say what's physical and chemical, what's reversible and irreversible. Physical and reversible are same. Sometimes the change only is happen, we can able to physical and reversible are change, we can conclude like that only. Irreversible and chemical are change, same, right? And we want to see, we want to identify the things, what is a physical changes happen in the particular product, what is chemical changes happen in that particular product, that we want to identify. That's a simple project, simple unit in the science, I think a whole science book, one of the simple units, right? And now I'm going to give some activity with you. So I'm going to give an activity with this video. Do it and send me the picture through my personal WhatsApp number. If you have any doubt, ask me individually during evening time. Okay, don't make me call during afternoon session or in morning session. Maybe if I am in school, or so if we are attending, if we people are attending meeting, I can't able to answer you. Sorry, the major things are happen sometimes. So make me call after 6 o'clock. Right? Thank you very much for listening to the video. Bye. Good morning, students. Welcome to day 2 class 4, the unit called changes around us. And today we are going to complete this unit. As I already told you, this is one of the easiest and interesting unit in system chemistry and most easiest unit as per my concern. And today's class we are going to discuss about condition favoring a change. Okay, what are the condition, favorable condition the changes may occur, and a book back question, book back exercise. We are going to discuss the book back question and answer. Okay. Before moving to this topic, I like to recall the things what we seen in early class. In early class, we discussed about physical change, chemical change, reversible, irreversible. These 4 content is the most important part of this unit, right? What is the physical change? Let us explain from physical change. Then I comparatively tell about the chemical. Then I link those things to irreversible and reversible. Okay, physical change, the change which is occur, it can regain. We will able to retain the original product, and those changes are called reversible change. As I already told you, I linked reversible here itself. Physical change is one of the reversible change. It means that we can able to retain the original byproduct. Okay, for example, if they give a clay to you, you can able to make a statue. Then later you may break the statue and you may get a natural clay what we have in what we have earlier in our hand, right? So many examples, right? For example, water, ice cubes are converted into water. Then later after freezing, those ice water will be converted into ice, right? The process called freezing. Then those are all physical changes. The change which is occur is reversible. The change is temporary and it doesn't form a new substance. That is called physical change. Physical change, once I repeat, physical change is one of the reversible change, which is a temporary change, and we can retain the original byproduct, and it doesn't form a new substance. Okay, now we have moved to the next part of the unit called chemical change. Chemical change is the change which is irreversible. We cannot retain the original byproduct. Example, burning a paper. Initially we have a paper in our hand. Once you burnt out, what happens? It becomes ash. Is it possible to reform the ash into paper? Practically impossible, right? So that is called chemical change. So what we are going to conclude, chemical change is irreversible process. We cannot retain the original byproduct. Yeah, it's a permanent change. Chemical change is a permanent change. Yeah, and it's one of the irreversible change. And finally, most important thing, we can get a new product. A paper become ash is a new product, right? This is the thing we seen in early class. Now we are going to see what are the conditions favoring a change. There are three conditions possible. One is interaction between substances, mixing of substances, eating of substances. These are the conditions which favoring a change. Interaction between substances, mixing of substances, eating of substances. So one by one we can able to see with an example. Most of time changes occur between two substances. For example, here the woodcutter cutting a wooden log, right? So what happened? There is two changes possible of there will be possible of two changes occur. One is the wood become a pieces, a chip, right? After you cut, it become a piece. And one more change will occur. The sharpness of the axe become blended. நல்லா ஷார்ப்பாக இருக்கக்கூடியது, கூர்மையாக இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த ஆக்ஸோட எட்ஜஸ் பிளண்ட் ஆயிரும். அதாவது ஒரு மாதிரி தேஞ்சு போயிடும்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். வி கான் ஏபிள் டு யூஸ் after cutting 10 or 15 trees with the same axe. We want to sharpen it out using a sharpening material, a sharpening instrument, right? So these are the interaction between two substances. In this particular situation, two changes may able to occur. One is axe become blunted and wood logs are cut into two pieces. Both the things are lose its property, and here the changes occur in two substances. One is axe and another one is woodland log. And the next one, mixing of substance. This is nothing but one of the example. We make a cake, right? While making cake, what are things we need? We need a wheat flour, right? And wheat flour, we need a egg, right? Sometimes they may able to make a cake without using egg also. We need a milk, definitely. Ghee we need a sugar we need a, right? Then two or more substances are formed, mixed together, it forms a new substance, right? This is one of the change. These things are mixed with each other, and after baked it becomes a new formation that is called cake. So that is the thing is explained here. Then final thing, eating of substance. Some changes occur due to eating, right? Some changes occur due to eating. Here the example, this is nothing but iron pieces, and then this is sulfur. I hope you didn't able to see these things so these things are now present in chemistry lab. If you after you come back to school, I show these things, right? Once if you burn out, it becomes iron sulfide. The color of the iron sulfide is like a darkened brown color substance will be formed after we burnt out. Okay, so this is the things is happen. This is the changes possible occur while we doing some interactions or while doing some external forces will given to the particular object. These type of changes may occur, right? And now we are going to see the book back question and answer. Book back exercise. First question. Walk through a waterlogged area. You usually shorten the length of your dress by folding it. Can this change be reversed? So first of all, you want to understand the question. If you're walking through a waterlogged area, for example, if you are crossing a beach, and those that pathway is immersed in the that is called stream that is called the flow of water, right? If you are crossing the bridge, but the pathway is immersed in water, not sink, it's float in the water, right? What you want to do, you like to fold your dress, because if you keep your dress as it is, it may it may wet your dress possibly. So what you want to, you just if you are a girl, you just fold your fan. If you are a girl, you may fold your sari or chudidar. Can this change be reversed? That's the question is asked here. Yes, this can be reversed by unfolding the folded clause. It's a practical thing, right? After we reach the other place, we just leave the folding things, right? So it's a reversible process. That's the thing is answer here. The next question: you accidentally dropped your favorite toy and broke it. This is a change you did not want. Can this change be reversed? Actually, the question is if you are dropping a toy and it was broken out, whether this change is a reversible or reversible. Once a toy is be broken, it's a reversible process. If you are able to nowadays we have some glues we can able to stick it out, but practically we didn't get the original product what we have, what we get from the market. So that those changes called irreversible change. Breaking of toy is an irreversible change, and this is the thing I'm going to explain the answer for you. Just note it out because there is no any possibility to write it here because the question I took it from on PDF. Some changes are listed in the following table. For each change, write in the blank column whether the change can be reversed or not. So what do you want to do? You want to write in the blank column whether the change is reversed or not, right? Sawing of a piece of wood, whether it's a reversed or is a reversed. If it is a reverse, you want to put yes. If it's not a reverse, you want to put no, right? The sawing of a piece of wood. If you broke the piece of wood, you can't able to retain it, right? On the pieces, if you keep the pieces, what are the things? If you after cutting out, if you like to keep it very closely, you can't able to get the original byproduct. What the log is there, what the tree, what the structure of the tree actually we have in before we cutting out or before we sawing out, right? So these processes are irreversible process. So you want to put no in the first column. Melting of ice candy, this is a reversible process. After melting out, you may able to gather those liquid product. If you freeze the ice candy, you may able to get the original product. So it's a reversible. So you want to put yes. Dissolving sugar in water, you may able to get the sugar and water after doing some chemical process, such as after dissolving is hence we know that it's a miscible. Miscible you can't say it's a soluble. Once you stir out or once you completely stirring out sugar in water, it's a soluble. It becomes a soluble solution. You can't able to get the sugar in our naked eye. What you want to do? You want to do some chemical process, such as you want to do the evaporation process, and you want to do the filtration process. Finally, you want to do condensation process. Then you may get solid and liquid separately. Okay, so sugar we can get crystallization process also you want to do, right? So many chemical processes possible to do. It's possible to retain sugar and water separately. So this is a reversible process. So you want to put yes here. The cooking of food. Once the food is cooked, we can't able to get the original vegetable what you used in a pan, right? So it's irreversible. You want to put no here. Ripening of mango, that's the first thing I explained in first class. I mean this starting this class, right? Once the mango become ripe, can't able to retain the original product. So you want to put no here. Souring of milk, it means that it become a curd. If the milk become a curd, can't able to retain the milk from the curd, right? So it's no, it's not reversible reversible process. So finally we concluded first one is no, second one is yes, third one is yes, fourth one is no, fifth one is no, sixth one is no. So 2 and 3, except 2 and 3, remaining 4 are no. You can't able to reverse, right? Next question. A drawing sheet changes when you draw a picture on it. Can you reverse this change? Actually we can reverse the change if the picture is made by pencil on drawing sheet. If you use any color sticks, you can't able to reverse. You can't able to rub it out, right? If it is if we draw the things by using the pencil, it's reversible. But if we can able to rub it by using eraser. So that one I explained, that is explained here. The next question, give example to explain the difference between changes that can or cannot be reversed. Paper can be folded, that's the answer. Once you can able, we use paper for crafting work, for we can make a different structure. After you need a paper as it is, just remove the structure, unfold the structure, you can able to get the original product, that is called paper. That's the thing is explained here. Paper can be folded to make different shapes. This is a reversible change, as shapes of paper can be unfolded back into paper sheet, that we know. But when paper is burnt and turned into ash, it can be reversed. So that's the thing. They explain both the process here. If you fold or if you crush a paper, you can able to reverse it. You can able to make it a neat paper. But if you burn it out, you can't able to get the paper. So that is irreversible. Folding is reversible. The next, if we fill balloon with air, the shape and size of the balloon changes. This change can be reversed, but if balloon bursts out, we can't able to paste it out, right? That's the thing is explained. While pouring some air in the balloon, or else inflation, that process called inflate. But while inflating air in a balloon, you want to know the elasticity of the balloon, right? Once if you inflate more, if it bursts out, you can't able to retain the original balloon what we have earlier. So that's the thing is explained here. The shape of rubber band can be changed by stretching, which can be reversed. Once this is also one of the example, but if the elasticity is if you stretch more than its elasticity, it may break out, it may broke out. So that's the thing is happened here. So this is some of the example for reversible and irreversible process with a simple product, with single product. Then next question, a thick coating of paste of plaster of Paris is applied over the bandage on a fractured bone. It becomes hard and on drying to keep the fractured bone immobilized. Can the change of POP be reversed? No. The change of plaster of Paris cannot be reversed, as it become hard and dry and new products will be formed. So this is a chemical change, right? Once if you paste the plaster of Paris, it become a solid structure, right? மாவு கட்டுன்னு ஒன்று சொல்லுவோம் இல்லைங்களா, அந்த மாவு கட்டுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுற மாவே இந்த பிளாஸ்டர் ஆஃப் பாரிஸ் தான். So right, அதை பற்றி நான் next slide I am going to explain these things. What is plaster of Paris? What is the formula for plaster of Paris? So this product is used to make immobile is a broken bone. What do you call? To make it as a what do you call? To add as one more leg for you. Once if you do this process, it helps you to walk for some extent, right? After the thing is reconstruct, the muscles, the broken muscles or broken bone be get its original shape. We don't need the external help from by using plaster. Later we will cut it out the plaster of Paris, right? So this is a thing is present here. I am going to explain what's with plaster of Paris in the next slide. This is plaster of Paris. This is a process we are doing, right? Plaster of Paris is used to make sculptures and metal casting used as decorative in buildings, right? Sculptures, right? Sculptures na enna purida? Silagal, right? அது செய்யறதுக்கு பிளாஸ்டர் பைஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஈவன் our teeth, if you want to, sometimes we people are having some itches in the teeth, right? That we called as tooth decay, right? This is called tooth decay. If you take chocolates regularly, if you chew the chocolates regularly, if you have the chocolate in your mouth, you want to taste it. You should not chew it, right? There should be some process of chewing, right? If you want to taste, you want to feel the flavor of the chocolate. If you taste it, you may be able to feel. If you chew it, it becomes like what the things you have in your daily life. என்ன தினைக்கு என்ன சாப்பிட்றோமோ அது மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். சாக்லேட் எடுத்தோம்னா chew பண்ணக்கூடாது, அதை நாக்கில் வச்சு டேஸ்ட் பண்ணணும். அப்படின்னா தான் we can able to feel the flavor, we can enjoy the flavor, right? So if you chew it, some of the chocolate materials may stagnant in the open space in your teeth, right? And it causes germs. That germs can able to make a hole in your teeth, right? So that hole may cause severe pain to us, right? So for that, to paste that hole, they the dental doctor use plaster of Paris. Okay, so that will I would like to explain one more example. It is also used in buildings to avoid fire hazards, as plaster of Paris is one of the fire resistant, right? Plaster of Paris is also used as a fire resistant. It means that fire extinguisher, right? It is used as coating on wood and metal structure to avoid any fire accident, right? That, and so I already told you, it's acts as a fire resistant or as a fire extinguisher. So once if you coat in a fire producing area, or else a possible of firing may happen. So those places, if you are pasting this plaster Paris, we may avoid more destruction, destruction, right? So you want to know the core of plaster Paris. Plaster Paris is used to make our immobilized bone to a mobilized bone. I mean, it gives some it helps us to fill the holes in the teeth, right? And we can use plaster Paris in sculptures, and you can use as a fire hazardous, I mean fire resistant. So these are some of the examples, but these things not belongs to your unit. Anyway, we have the particular word in this particular question, so I'll explain this particular topic. Okay, then the chemical formula of plaster of Paris is CaSO4 of H2O. That means the calcium sulfide then of water. That is called plaster of Paris. One of the chemical formula for plaster of Paris. Okay, CaSO4, it means that calcium sulfate. These things you may able to get some idea about this particular topic in 10th standard, because chemical formula, chemical structures, all these things are going to read in 10th standard in a modern periodic table. Okay, next question number 7. A bag of cement lying in the open gets wet due to rain during the night. The next day the sun shines brightly. Do you think the changes which have occurred in the cement could be reversed once the cement be dry out and becomes wet? So once the cement will be wetted, later it becomes dry, you can't able to retain the process. We can't able to get the original cement as it is. But we can nowadays we have so many technologies. Even though we didn't get the original product what we had earlier, we may able to broke out for that. We can able to broke the dry cement, and we can able to get some sand like structure from the cement, but it doesn't give the originality of the cement what we get freshly before waiting out. So that is the thing. No, because this is an irreversible chemical change, right? So once the cement will be dry out, we can't able to retain the originality of the cement product. Okay, and now I'm going to give some more questions also. I'm going to explain. This not belongs to your book, but I get this clip from one more book which I have in my hand. So I like to explain. You want to mark it out. So what do you want to do? You want to write these things also in your classroom. Hence we know that I'm going to give book by questions and keywords. With that, my mom also I'm going to send you through WhatsApp. Through your software. So you go through all these things. With this, you want to write this particular question also, right? Mark for reversible and for reversible change with red pencil. Irreversible and reversible, right? If it is reversible, you want to put 2 arrow mark. If it is irreversible, you want to put 1 arrow mark in one direction, right? Paper becomes a burnt paper. It's an irreversible process, so you want to put 1 arrow mark here. Rice grain, cooked rice. It's a irreversible process. Once the rice is cooked, we can't able to get the originality of the rice, so it's irreversible, so you want to put 1 arrow mark there. Organic matter, compost. Once the organic matter become a composure, we can get the originality of organic matter. So that is also reversible, sorry, irreversible. You want to put only one line there. Chocolate cubes, melted chocolate. It's a reversible process. So you want to put both two lines. In the reversible instance, you want to put both the two lines, right? So the fourth one is reversible process. Puppy become a dog. It's a irreversible process, right? Once a baby become adult, we can't able to get a baby we can't able to reverse the change what occur in the life cycle, right? So it's a life cycle, we can't able to reverse it. So it's a reversible process, irreversible process. You want to put one single arrow mark there. Iron nail become rust. It's a reversible, right? Once the iron nail become rust, if you use lemon, if you use if you use a liquid from the land, that is called citric acid. If you paste you can able to remove the rust is nothing but a stain which is present in the iron materials. துரு பிடிச்சிருக்குன்னு சொல்கிறது தான் ரஸ்டிங். ஓகேவா? அயன் மெட்டீரியல் தான் துரு பிடிக்கும். அதை எப்படி க்யூர் பண்ணால், லெமனை எடுத்து நல்லா தேய்ச்சிங்கன்னா அந்த இருக்கக்கூடிய சிட்ரிக் ஆசிட் ஏபிள் டு ரிமூவ் த ரஸ்ட், ரைட்? நீங்கள் வந்து ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்கள். உங்கள் வீட்டில் ஏதாவது சின்ன சின்ன பொருள் ஏதாவது ரஷ்ஷாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா, அதாவது துரு பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சுன்னா, லெமன் எடுத்து நல்லா புழிஞ்சு விட்டு தேய்ச்சி பாருங்கள், அந்த துரு பிடிச்சது அழகாக ரிமூவ் ஆகும். So it's a reversible process. You want to put two lines. Then this is the thing. You want to write irreversible, reversible change. Ice to water, reversible change. You can able to get ice after doing the process called while doing the process called freezing. Rusting of iron, reversible change. Right? And so I already told you. Digestion of food is irreversible. Once the food is digested, we can't able to get the food as it is. Bursting of crackers, irreversible. Once the cracker bursts out, we can't able to get the original product. Cooking of rice, irreversible. We can't able to get the original rice grains. Glowing of an electric bulb is reversible. So first one is reversible, second one is reversible, third one is irreversible, fourth one is irreversible. Cooking of rice is also irreversible. Glowing of electric bulb is reversible process. We can able to glow the bulb while giving a current. We can able to switch off the bulb if we don't need the particular light in the particular place. It's a reversible change. Change of season. Season changes, it's not reversible, it's irreversible. Once the season changes, we can able to get the change after a few months or else few years later. So it's irreversible process. Curd formation is also irreversible. Once the curd is formed, we can't able to get the original product called milk, right? So the short unit comes to an end. We discuss book back questions also. We discuss the content, what's present in the particular unit. And I hope I cover all the topics in the particular unit. Very easiest unit in 6th standard. I am telling, in 6th standard, one of the easiest unit. If you are going to write whether it's a physical change or a chemical change, if they ask reversible or irreversible, you want to write reversible or reversible. Reversible na திரும்பி கொண்டாட முடியும், irreversible திரும்பி கொண்டாட முடியாது. அதாவது டெம்பரரியாக ஒரு சேஞ்ச் ஆச்சுன்னா அது ரிவர்சிபிள், பர்மனெண்ட்டாக அதை மாற்றவே முடியாமல் இருக்குது irreversible. அப்படியே irreversible வந்து நம்ம கெமிக்கலி சேர்த்திடும். கெமிக்கல் சேஞ்செல்லாம் irreversible, ஃபிசிக்கல் சேஞ்செல்லாம் ரிவர்சிபிள். எதெல்லாம் ஃபிசிக்கல் சேஞ்சஸ் நடக்கலாம்? ஷேப்பில் நடக்கலாம், சைஸில் நடக்கலாம். கலர் மாறிடுச்சுன்னா அது வந்து மாறிட்டு மறுபடியும் அது ஒரிஜினல் கலர் வந்துச்சுன்னா அது இட்ஸ் ரிவர்சிபிள். ஸோ அது ஒரு பெரிய பிரச்சனை. அதனால் கலர் இங்கே கொண்டாடக்கூடாது இல்லையா? தென் தட்ஸ் ஆல். அது நம்ம ஷேப்பு, சைஸு, இன்னும் கூட சொல்லப்போனால் ஸ்டேட்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேட்டர் அது வந்து ரிவர்சிபிள். மீதி இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லாமே irreversible தான். ஸ்டேட்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேட்டர் சொன்னது சாலிட் லிக்விடாக மாறி, லிக்விட் கேஸாக மாறினா மறுபடியும் நம்ம கேஸை லிக்விடாக மாற்ற முடியும், லிக்விடை மறுபடியும் சாலிடாக மாற்ற முடியும் இல்லையா? அதை பற்றி நம்ம ஏர்லியர் we read these things in 5th standard of change of states. Then the process of conversion of change of states. What are the process? Evaporation, freezing, boiling. First of all boiling, that after boiling becomes evaporation, that is called melting or boiling. what are the process. If it is a solid, you want to do melting. If it is a liquid, you want to do boiling, right? Then after boiling, it becomes evaporation, that is called become vapor. Then you want to read the vapor into liquid, you want to do the process called condensation. Then the liquid become a solid, you want to do the process called freezing. This is the things happen. So and two more things also there, crystallization, sublimation, that you're going to read in 9th standard, no problem, right? That's all about this unit. If you have any doubt, don't hesitate to ask. And while posting your homework, please post me, in my personal WhatsApp number. I can't able to find it because people are not post on a particular day, and next day or the day what 2 days after my video, after my class. It's very difficult to find because you people have forgot to mention the subject also. So don't post in the group. Please post me to my personal WhatsApp number. I can't able to find out. It's very difficult to me to find out your homework. So do it, and be safe in your home. And nowadays it becomes very it's spreaded very fastly in our locality. It means I am telling about in Namakkal, it's spreading very fastly. So be safe in your home. Try to finish your work on time. Okay, thank you very much.